I just hit the trail a few minutes ago, and as soon as I did, the skies have opened up and it has been pouring. Whew. It is coming down right now. You might be able to tell in the video, you might not, but this is just about straight uphill. I'm in Western North Carolina right now on a trail that's not very popular. In fact, I haven't been able to find a lot of information about this. Let's check the elevation here. So as it stands right now, 4,800 feet. So fairly high up for the East Coast. Temperature, 48 degrees. It's nice and chilly. But after going up this hill for about 15 minutes or so, I'm anything but chilly. While I was researching this trail, I came across an old name for it that caught my attention. This is known as the Devil's Throne. And unfortunately, I've not been able to find out why the locals call it this. That has piqued my curiosity, so in this episode, we are going to find out together. This is one of my favorite times of the year to hike. I love the cool temperatures. I love the rain. In conditions like this, you have to be super, super careful. Not only because of hypothermia, but for slippage. For an example with this trail, I'm hiking over tons and tons of rocks and roots. And on top of those rocks and roots are leaves. Wet rocks, wet roots, wet leaves. It's a recipe for disaster. So far, just heading up, up, and up. It's been straight uphill. No deviations from that at all. Here's some advice for you all. When you're hiking with a backpack on and you have a rain jacket, right? As you hike, your backpack's moving, it will slowly pull your jacket up. So if you're not careful and you don't readjust, it'll pull your jacket up and all the rainwater will go off of your jacket into the back of your pants. And that absolutely sucks. That has not happened to me on this trip. I'm making sure to pay attention and make adjustments, but it has happened to me more times than I can count. We're still going up, but it's not as bad as it was at the beginning. The biggest difference is the wind. Those winds are howling now. That's weird. I thought I heard footsteps. I couldn't tell if it was in front of me or behind me. I could just hear wet stomping. I know one thing for certain. I am out here by myself. The pullover to get onto this trail is big enough barely for my truck. So nobody else is up here. Well, no human anyways. Do you all hear that? Let's go down here real quick and see if we can see it. Okay, well, I looked. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. Whatever it was, I'm not going to chase down the mountain. The odds are it was a bear. They are very active this time of year. They're gathering as much food as they possibly can before hibernation. That was rather interesting. What do you think it was? Bear? Definitely too big to be a deer. Bigfoot? You never know. As far as the terrain goes, you can see just how thick this forest is. Going off trail would be extremely difficult here. This is how a lot of the forest is here in the mountains. Extremely thick, extremely dense. You'll never hike a straight line, ever. You'll be lucky if you can actually walk in the first place. Oftentimes you have to crawl. I just came across a garter snake. Let me know when you see it. So this little guy is hanging out, and it is 48 degrees. He's not one that I'm worried about. What I'm worried about, not really worried about, concerned about, copperheads, rattlesnakes. They are out here. In fact, this area is known for being like snake central. I certainly don't want to get bitten by a timber rattlesnake, but it's the copperheads that I like the least. The rattlesnakes will oftentimes give you a chance to get away, whereas copperheads, they'll just react. A friend of mine, he lost his thumb to a copperhead bite. It was a juvenile snake and it bit him on his thumb. And today, he only has a nub. With older copperheads, it takes more from them physically to release the venom. So oftentimes it's a dry bite or they release very little. With juvenile snakes, juvenile copperheads, when they strike, they give you every single bit of that venom. We have a trail this way, and we have a trail over here. There's no signage. I have no idea where each goes, and I'm not about to pull out my phone because it's raining so hard. So this looks like it continues up, so this is the way I'm going. I don't want to go downhill, especially if that means I have to come back. So let's go over here. Before I do though, take a look at this rock. Many years ago, I was out with a friend of mine, we were hiking, and it was like foggy, not even raining all that hard. And we came up to a rock like this, we went up and over, and the first step my friend took, stepped here, slid back, fell and knocked his teeth out. That was pretty awful, so you definitely have to be careful with rocks like this. Even if they look like they have like good texture to them, that means nothing. They could still be extremely dangerous. The key is all about your step. You put your weight straight down on your boot, straight down into the rock. You never swish your foot either way. It's always straight down and that's it. Think of it as like stomping your feet. That's the way to do it. And if at all possible, go around the rock. But sometimes you simply can't. Oh, okay. We have come up to a big rock outcropping here, and it looks like over here there's a campsite. Let's see where this goes. Oh boy. Rocks like this, when they're wet, they scare me. I mean, you really, 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 really have to be careful. I wouldn't go anywhere close to the edge. Not at all. Wow, this is cool. It's like being on the moon with like craters. Every single one of these pockets is full of water. It's unfortunate that we can't see the view from here, because I bet it is spectacular. My question is, for this area, is there any way that I can get underneath one of these rocks? Because it could make a natural shelter, maybe. It just depends. We have more rock outcroppings over here, and it goes off way down there. This looks like we're on some bluffs, but unfortunately, because it's so foggy, I really can't. Ooh, that is slick. Because it's so foggy, I really can't say much about it. Oh yeah. The camera is not going to do this justice, but this is extremely steep right here. If I go down there, I may not be able to get back up. That is where I came from, and I can see a rock sticking out. I wonder if I can't get underneath it. That's what I'm going to explore. Otherwise, I'm going to set up out here somewhere. The fog is departing just a little bit. I can see some of the trees over here and some of the view. We're up here all right. Unfortunately, I can't see like down below us. Over here is where I need to go to see if there's some sort of natural shelter. Wow, everyone. This is awesome. This rock over the top of me juts out about 40 feet. Everything in here is wet, but it's really, really not that bad. I brought a tarp with me just in case I need to set it up, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I'll just have to find something to sit on. Oh, there you go. Found it. I'll sit on a rock, set up my stove right here, and make lunch. That feels so much better. For the most part, I'm protected here. The only issue is that the ground is basically a river. Imagine all of the rainwater, falling off the edge, running over the side, it runs down, it drips down, and like this entire area has a stream of water going through it. So for rain trips, this is not the best location. For snow, it's not too bad. The big thing is that basically I'm dry. There's a drop every once in a while from this rock, but that's it. I do not feel any of the rain that's being blown around outside of here. coffee's done. Cheers, my friends. My lunch is a hot and cooked noodle with rice and beef and seaweed soup. I've had this before and it is really, really good. This is South Korean. As far as the weather goes, it's quite windy outside of this area. It's amazing how much shielding that I'm getting because it's flat out raining outside of this. This is not what I expected to find on this trip. I'm going to assume that the Devil's Throne aspect is due to these rocks with this overhang. We have a few more minutes before lunch is ready, so I figured we would talk about gear real quick. The jacket that I've been wearing for this trip is the Interstellar from Outdoor Research. It is an excellent performer. The pants are also from Outdoor Research, and those are the Helium 2s. The chest rig is from Helicon Tex, and that is the Numbat. Inside of that, I carry my handgun, keys, wallet. I have some extra water, extra batteries, and so on. The backpack is from Arc'teryx, and that's the Alpha 45. That is a waterproof pack. It's super lightweight, and I love it. And everything else you will find in a gear list in the description box down below. It's a shame that so much water comes down from underneath these rocks because where my feet are right now, it is a literal river of water. With this meal here, you can see the steam coming out of it. That's because of the heating element on the inside. It is time to eat. Oh yeah, that looks good, smells good. We have noodles, rice, seaweed soup, some sort of sauce. Oh yeah. I've had some viewers mention to me that anytime that I eat, I say, oh yeah. After someone said that to me, I've noticed that too. I want every meal that I have to be so good that I say, oh yeah. That's how it should be. If you're not saying, oh yeah, something's wrong. It is storming pretty good out there. Luckily, I'm nice and protected here. Nice and comfortable. Some good food, good friends, warm coffee, a river of water coming down by my feet. It's everything I love. When we came in, the trail branched. I wonder where that goes. There's so little information about this trail. I have no idea. And unfortunately, because the fog is so thick, I really can't see anything. I can't tell what the landscape looks like. The trail itself may head off the mountain. It may go to another series of bluffs. There's only one thing we can do, and that's come back again. Next time I will come back for an overnight trip, preferably when it's a little bit colder. With this area flooding like this, it's unacceptable for wet weather trips. It will either have to be dry or cold, one or the other. A few years ago, Susie and I were hiking on top of this mountain above the tree line. Actually, not too far from here. As we got above the tree line, we had this incredible view. Maybe 40, 50 miles away, there was this dark cloud. We sat there, we made coffee, and we stared at that cloud. And within 10 minutes, that cloud was almost on top of us. Not only was the storm moving fast, but it was growing at the same time, so it got to us in no time. So within 10 minutes or so, that storm was on top of us. Before it started raining, you could just see the lightning crack above our heads and just spider out everywhere. There's a part of that trail that forms a nice edge just like this, and you have to walk right across the top. If you go 2 feet this way or 2 feet that way, you will die. We hit that part of the trail as soon as the rain started. Susie and I can look back at that now and laugh about it, but at the time, it was extremely stressful. This has been a pretty good thunderstorm. I haven't been able to see any lightning. It's just too foggy, but what I'm going to do is finish up my lunch, wait for it to pass by, and then we'll head out of here. All right, folks, we're off. This was incredible. I can't believe that's what we found on this trip. Okay, it is absolutely coming down right now. Being on wet rocks, it's always sketchy. Okay, I want to get off of this as fast as possible. As you all can hear, it's still storming, but it's getting late and I gotta go. Whew. Whoa, that's slick. I am glad to be off those rocks. Wow. It really has been raining a lot with this thunderstorm. This trail is 100% flooded now. It is a big mess. This should be pretty easy hiking. And that's because we're just going off of this mountain and straight back down. Wow. I did not expect this much rain. We were so protected by those rocks back there that I had no idea it was raining this hard. Everything here is absolutely flooded. Hopefully you all can hear me. I know it's raining rather hard, plus the thunder. But I'm hearing those wet footsteps again behind me. I'm not going to spend any more time and go back up, but it's definitely odd. When you're in the forest, you never know. You just never know. The Devil's Throne is very, very cool. I'm still not 100% sure why it's called that. I'd love to know the history of this area a little bit more. I'll do more research and see what I can find. And whenever I do a part 2 to this and I come back and camp, I'll share it with you all. I want to thank you all very much for joining me for this trip. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. If you love the rain like I do, hit the thumbs up. If you disliked it, you know what to do as well. Before I go, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for supporting this channel, watching the videos, for the Patreon supporters, the YouTube members. I want to wish you all well. Take care, strength and honor. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.